Hi there, I'm Mike, and I'm a little worried I'm not going to make it. Hi there, and I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is another of my videos that I'm working to get out this year before the calendar end of the year. I'm trying to review every figure I've bought from the Black Series before the end of the year. I have 3 more to go, 4 more to go. I'm worried I'm not going to make it. So let's get going with this Amazon 3-pack from Jedi Survivor. It's basically just 3 figures we've had before, but I want to go over the differences and see what's what. So let's take a look. So here we have the 3-pack set of Star Wars The Black Series Gaming Greats, Jedi Survivor, Droid 3-pack, Magnaguard, Super Battle Droid, and then just, the regular battle droid. This set was always inevitable. I didn't expect it to be a 3-pack, but I don't know if I'm complaining about it because I would have bought them anyway, all of them. And this just saves me from having to buy 3 different purchases. Plus, they were just a little bit less expensive as a 3-pack than they would have been individually. So I guess I'm okay with this. I mean, I am okay with this. I was going to buy them because I want these. That's the beauty of Star Wars to me, is when you get something cool like all of these droids, it's always great when they repaint them in different ways. And there's a ton of in-universe ways they've done it. This is from the video game Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. These are droids left over from the Clone Wars on the planet. Oh, it's been so long. I'm going to put it right here. I'm not going to remember off the top of my head. I played this back in April of last year, so I don't remember the name of the main planet they're from, but they're sort of repurposed and repainted as Raider droids. So they were taken over by the Raiders and used for that. So they're not part of the Confederate independent systems or anything that droids are usually associated with. So hence the different paint schemes, or, the more interesting paint schemes. Let's take a look at the box real quick. This is the newer style box. On the side, we have this really cool little mural here. It's not part of any numbered system, so the mural doesn't match up with anything. But if you want to know what it says on the back, it says, in his fight to protect the galaxy, Cal Kestis must face a number of enemies. Reprogrammed Magnaguards are formidable enemies to the Jedi with their deadly electro staffs. The Super Battle Droid is a bulkier, stronger, and more advanced version of the standard mechanical soldier that destroys anything in its path with rocket cannon fire. Variant B1 droids have been reprogrammed to serve a new master years after the end of the Clone Wars. This paragraph is just worded horribly, especially the Super Battle Droid. First of all, it's pluralized Magnaguards, but Super Battle Droid is singularized, and it doesn't flow with the rest of it. Either they should all be plural or they should all be singular. You can't mix and match that. Plus, in the middle here, it says they're a more advanced version of the standard mechanical soldiers that destroy anything in its path. So that, to me, would be like they're talking about the regular battle droid, which I don't think that's true. But it is true of the Super Battle Droid, but the way they've worded it makes it sound like they're talking about the regular. Anyways, Hasbro, whoever's writing these, I don't know, have them do a better job. That's the worst blurb I've heard. English lesson over. So let's go ahead and get these out. I'm going to do these one at a time, starting left to right. So let's get it out. There we go. And here we have the Magnaguard out of the box. And I actually don't think that I ever got around to doing a video on the Magnaguard. I might have, but I just don't remember it. This is, like I said, the Raider version of that, but it'd be hard to talk about the new version without talking about the original version. Now, this one came out in 2023. This is the original Magnaguard. I was so excited when they announced it. I have to say I don't love the Magnaguard figure. I wish I did. There's just so many things I don't love about it. But what's interesting between these two is that this is just so worn and dirty. There's just wear painted all over the place, and it's supposed to be. But this guy hangs out in like a spaceship all day, whereas this one is nice and clean and sparkling. And this is in the desert all day. So like, what the heck? I don't know. There's just some things that I don't love about this mold, and there's some things I do love about this mold. One of the things I don't love, and I have to go look at this, but I don't love how it looks like the arms have like rickets or like reverse rickets. I don't know, like how this comes in and then the elbow comes out. And no matter how you twist the elbows or anything, like it never looks right. Nothing ever looks right. So I don't love the way it's designed or molded. And again, that might be something that's the way it's supposed to be. And I just don't like, I'm finding out right now, I don't like the actual Magnaguard. But just looking at this, we have soft goods robe, just like here. It's fine. I don't know if they actually work out too well in terms of how well they hang off the body. This one tends to kind of bunch up. I took it off, and I'm not even sure I put it back on the right way, to be honest with you. I took it off to see what was going on. Full disclosure, I actually recorded a whole video about this. And then when I went to go edit it, I realized that I didn't actually hit record. And there's just nothing. This part of the video's not there. I love the Magnaguard, but I just don't love this Magnaguard. And the same goes for the other one. It's just got a lot of weird choices. First, this hasn't changed. These shoulder pads fall off so often. This fell off as soon as I got it out of the package. It's fallen off about 8 times so far. The soft goods is okay. It does come off pretty easily if you want to, but like I said, I'm not entirely sure I even got it back on right. This little long part right here, the scarf part, it's super wrinkly. Now, it's less wrinkly than the first time I shot this, so hopefully it unwrinkles over time. I mean, I guess I can iron it, but I just don't love how kind of ratty it looks, although it does have this kind of design work on there. It does have some paint apps here, like we have the front grille. This looks like the front of like a motorcycle or a car or something. It looks like this figure or this robot should transform into like a hover bike, and that's just kind of, it looks like a transformer. Like this looks like motorcycle kibble. I mean, that actually sounds cool if that were true. He also does have this little piece right here, and the original comes off pretty easily. I don't know if this does, but I know the original does. And I think you have to pop the head off. Yeah, you could just pop the head off, and the little thing comes off. Well, the interesting thing about the way the head comes off here is it comes off at the base of the neck here instead of leaving this little barbell in. And that's fun because if you do want to post a picture of him without a head, it looks like it's more of a clean Jedi cut than having that barbell sticking out. So that's just a fun little kind of thing they have. So yeah, you can, if you want to, take that little mask part off. I think the head looks a little bit too small without it on there. He also looks a little sad. I don't know why, he just does. But you can see the paint a little bit better. So we have, paint here. We have the paint on the top of the head all the way back here. We have the eyes. We have the little mask and faceplate. There's a decent amount of paint and sculpt work on this figure. Hasbro, I do feel like it could have been a little bit more scuffed up, a little bit more weathered. The big paint app changes we have are the arm here is darker compared to the original, where it's a Raider Magnaguard instead of a regular Magnaguard. A couple of little things to point out, articulation wise, he does have a decent amount of range of movement at the top. There's a separate movement at the neck. So he's got a lot of movement back and forth. He does have shoulder movement. There is some butterfly joint action there, and everything here is a soft rubber, so nothing gets in the way, which is really nice, especially back here. And you can see that this fell off, and that's just going to be a thing. It's super annoying. It's just super annoying. I mean, it's not hard to get back on, but it's annoying that it happens. There. So, I mean, you can see me put it back on. That was real time. I'm not going to edit anything. There's that. I don't know if I have this hood back on because I feel like the hood isn't staying as well now as it did when I first got this out. So I'm going to have to mess with the soft goods again. It's not hard to get it on. You just kind of... I don't know if that's how it went on and off, but you can take it off if you don't like the soft goods. Easily removable, and then you can see the whole body. He does have things like a deep bend at the elbow. He's got a good swivel at the wrist as well as a hinge. There is also a swivel here at the forearm. He's got a good twist. It's more at the torso than down at the waist, but it's there. His hips move back and forth like so. They can kick crazy amounts because there's nothing getting in the way, which is fun. You can put them into some very risque poses if you want to, but also just some cool poses that a Magnaguard would be in because they're a little bit more agile than a regular battle droid. So you can do that, and because of the extra articulation here at the chest, that pops up, and his hands do come down and hit the ground, so you get the good superhero landing pose, which is pretty cool. So you can kind of put him in something like this. So there's a lot going on there. The only thing that he doesn't have that feels like he should is a little swivel here at the little thigh area. He does not have one, and if you try to bend it, it will break. I have seen people break theirs. I have seen Lance Peter Luke actually broke his. So be careful of that. It is really thin. So if you try to bend it thinking it's just frozen, you will snap that off. Like I said, he does have a pretty decent bend at the knee. There's no real swivel there again. So it feels like it should, and maybe it does, but it's just getting hindered by the leg plate there. He does have a decent twist and bend at the ankle, but because his hips don't move out that far, this is his widest stance with both his feet flat on the ground. So what does the Magnaguard come with? Well, this one comes with one thing, and that is this. That's the little electro staff here. Now mine came super bent. You can see it probably on camera right here where this is coming down at an angle and these are facing weird areas. This one even comes off, and I think that's because it was bent so hard the glue kind of broke. So I guess I could re-glue it, but it's annoying. I could heat this up and try to fix it, but it came out of the box all kinds of just warped. Unlike the other version, this one, he doesn't come with a second one because there are two different Magnaguard electro staffs, one with this little light bulb area and one without. And they do use both in the movie, at least in Revenge of the Sith. So it's cool they have that. It's cool the first one came with it. This one did not, but it did come with the same little electric effects here. And you could put them on. This, from all of my research, this is how it's supposed to go on, where it sort of meets it. It starts here and goes down onto the pole. So it's not up here at the end. It's right there in the middle. He does have these little weird hands. I wish that they were articulated so you could get it in there better. I also think the hands are ripe for articulation, and I thought they had it. I thought when they first announced it, I thought that he had articulated hands, but he doesn't. So don't get your hopes up like I did. That's him holding his staff. It looks good. Like I said, I just wish I liked this better. I'm going to figure out how to get this back on. I wish I hadn't taken it off in the first place. I wish that figures came with instructions so that you could figure this stuff out. I'll just look at a bunch of pictures. Again, this little piece does come off, so that's technically an extra accessory because you can lose it. But yeah, I mean, I wish the big thing, if I could change it, the big thing would be that it should be dirtier. He should be dirtier. That's my biggest thing. So with that, let's move on. All right, back to the box here, and we're going to move on to the next droid in the 3-pack, and that's the one that I was looking forward to the most, and that is the Super Battle Droid. So let's go ahead and get him out of the box here. I hope that worked. That was really hard to set up. And before we get into this, I actually realized that I got this earlier this year, and I haven't even opened it up because I was waiting to make a video on it. And I guess now is as good a time as any. All right. Okay, so here we have the Super Battle Droids out of their boxes. And if you haven't seen it, I actually have reviewed this figure before. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on it because if you want to see my full thoughts, I did those earlier this year when the Super Battle Droid was first released in a 2-pack with the C-3PO Battle Droid. So that's on my channel. You could go take a look at it. But here we have 2 different repaints. And if you want to know, like, is the second one or is the one I just opened a repaint? Yeah, it is. So let's put him on the side and let's put him here. So we have basically 3 different variants of the same guy. This is the first one that came out, and it has a lot of like painted details from Geonosis on there. So you'll notice a lot of like red sand areas, and on the back he's got a little blaster mark from where he was shot in the back and fell on C-3PO. So he's got details that the other ones aren't going to have. This one just represents like the base model, fresh off the factory, no changes, nothing. It's good, but it has, less paint on it because of the nature of the robot. So it doesn't have any of that detailing. This one is the one from the 3-pack. And like I said, it's the one that's part of the Raiders paint scheme. So obviously it has that paint scheme on here, but it also has a lighter sort of silvery metallic paint, whereas these are darker, more gunmetal. You'll also notice that this one has a completely different arm on his side, and that's because this is the rocket launcher variant that you saw in the game and just in various other things. There have been rocket launcher variants of the Super Battle Droid here, and I like that. I wouldn't mind getting this version here, the plain version, with one of these, to be honest. Like I would buy one of those in a heartbeat just to have a different one. But for now, like, it's cool to have not just a repaint, but even a slight remold and still have it be in canon. Now, if you go back and watch it, one of my complaints with the Super Battle Droid was that he didn't come with any accessories. But these 2 have fixed that, as they come with this blast effect accessory. So if you are curious, if you're holding out, or if you just didn't know if there's any big differences, there are. I think if we have to fold the hand down, and then this should just slide in like so. Now, some people might go, oh, he's only got 1 blaster, but there's 2 blasters on there. And well, that's true. I don't know. It's fine. It's a weird thing to get mad about if you're really mad about that. So again, they've got those blaster fire things, and that's exactly what I wanted with the original release, was just something extra, something more than just the Super Battle Droid itself. I mean, I was happy the Super Battle Droid wasn't a deluxe figure, because I genuinely was worried just with the size of this compared to the regular Battle Droid. I was worried that the Super Battle Droids were going to push it into the deluxe just from the raw amount of plastic that is necessary to make them compared to like a regular figure. But that thankfully wasn't the case. These are regular non-deluxe prices. And then again, if you get the single release or this version, they do come with the blaster fire effect, whereas the original one that came out in the 2-pack with C-3PO does not. And just in case you haven't seen it, because I did see a Reddit post where there are still people that don't know that this is a thing, but the chest does pop off, and there's a lot of painted detailing underneath here. So that's kind of nice that, it's not just the robot itself where the paint extends, it's the chest underneath as well. That's just really cool. They could have not painted anything here. They could have not sculpted anything here. No one would have noticed if the chest wasn't removable. No one would have batted an eye. But the chest is removable, and there's a lot of great detailing underneath. But not only is the detailing there, but they went ahead and painted a lot of it. And again, I feel like Hasbro makes a lot of questionable decisions, so it's important to give them compliments and kudos when is necessary. And I do consider this to be kind of now, kind of an above and beyond kind of thing. They 100% did not need to give us any of that. It also kind of doubles as just sort of like a battle damage kind of thing, The head pops off super easily, and that's just because it doesn't have any articulation. Again, I've covered all of this in my original review, so I'm not going into too much detail just because I do think that I'm rehashing a lot, and I've already made a lot of these observations, so there's not much more I can say, but I do think that the one I reviewed, while the body is great, while the battle droid itself, the figure itself is great, these two both fix issues that a lot of people, including myself, had with that first release. Number one, it was a specific battle droid from a specific scene. These are not. These are more generic ones. You fight hundreds of these, thousands of these. They come with an extra piece of, accessory, that little blaster fire thing. The paint on them is more along the lines of what I want. Better releases. This one's the best price. If you're curious about just getting one, if you can find them still, the single pack release of these, they were available earlier this year. They were fan channel. I do believe I got mine from ToySnowman. So thanks, ToySnowman, for sending me that. I do like this a lot. But yeah, I'm super happy to have these. And again, Hasbro, if you're watching this, don't stop making these. Please make more, but give us this, but with this, but with this, and I'll be happy. All right, and now we're down to the last one. Let's go ahead and get it out of the box. There we go. Okay, so here we have the battle droid out of the box, and this actually isn't even the first time we've had a battle droid repaint from Jedi Survivor. This is the second. This one right here is the first. The difference is that this one is a melee one, and he comes with this melee weapon that looks like some kind of like a blaster rifle here, but then repurposed to have some sort of crude blade here. And these were troops in the game. I'm not going to go over the battle droid too much because this is probably the 30th video I've made with battle droids in there. But if you want, I did a whole video on battle droids way back in the day. I think everyone knows about battle droids. Now, the difference here is just the paint scheme. Now, when they first announced these, there was a lot of contention over, was this even in the game? Because it didn't seem like it was. But it is. People have found this in the game with this paint scheme right here. We do have a lot of silver on here that we don't have on here, like the legs, the forearms, everything like that. The big difference is the paint scheme here. And of course, he does have his antennas on the back that pop up. There's still people out there that don't know that can happen. You'll notice that there's a lot more paint on the backpack here than there is on the original release. This one right here was a Gaming Greats GameStop release. This one's, of course, part of the 3-pack from Amazon here. So if you want the Melee version, that you got to get it from the 3-pack. But if you just want a regular version, I'm sure you can find these online. They were pretty inexpensive. I think they came out maybe last year sometime. Maybe, yeah, that sounds about right, because that's when the game came out. I do like having more versions of battle droids. I want more battle droids. The problem is that Hasbro hasn't been giving me the versions that I want. Like, this is fine. I do like having video game versions of these robots, but I just feel like there's so many other repaints of a regular battle droid that I want first. Anything from the movies, like the security droid, the droids, the command droids or whatever. It's weird that they've had so many battle droid repaints in this line, but we haven't had those yet. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like a slam dunk. Like the battle droid came out in 2019, I believe. So we're going on 6 years now, 5.5 years since it came out. Yeah, his ankles are really loose. He does not want to stand up. Part of it is also the ground that he's standing on. There we go. I have so many battle droids, but not the ones I want. I want an 9. I want security droids, but they keep giving us these random ones. Anyways, it's fine. I'm sure it's not here until it is here. And that's how it felt this year. This year was big on it's not here until it is here. That's what the Super Battle Droid was like. We went from having none to 3 different versions in the same calendar year. So when it rains, it pours. Hopefully we'll get some good ones coming up soon. So these are the 3 droids from the 3-pack. Again, if you like the game or you just like repaints of droids, these are a slam dunk, no problem. I'm gonna be honest, I don't love each of them. I think the Super Battle Droid is easily the strongest one from the bunch. It's the one I like the most because it's a good mold and it's cool to have something physically different about it. I'm gonna give this pack as a whole, considering they're forcing us to buy it as a 3-pack. It is Amazon exclusive, and some people don't want to support Amazon. Some people don't care, but the only place you can really get it for now until, excess goes to Ollie's or whatever. Hopefully this goes on sale and you can get one at a good price. Maybe it already did, and maybe you got it already at a good price. I'm going to give the whole thing a rating of probably like a 3.5 out of 5. It's like a 7 out of 10. It's very okay. There's nothing egregiously bad about them. It's just a bunch of little nitpicks that I wish were better. But let me know what you think. I love to read and respond to comments when I can. Like, share, and subscribe. I want to take a moment and thank these people here for supporting me on my YouTube channel membership and supporting the channel monetarily. It means a lot to me that you guys do that. Again, I'm trying to pump these out. I'm just yapping at this point, so I'm just gonna go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting as far as I will talk to you later. Bye.